Normally getting a fast approval on a green card petition is a good thing, but not always. Stick around. I'm going to break down why it's not always the case that you want to get approved fast. In this particular example, we have an I-130 petition. This is for a family member, a U.S. citizen, who applied for their sister to be able to get a green card. Now, typically a line for a brother or sister kind of case is like 15, 16, sometimes 20 years for the process to complete. But to start it, you submit what's called a Form I-130 petition that says, I want my sister or brother, in this case sister, to be able to get a green card. Now, that process for them to believe that they're really brother and sister or sister or the like is called Form I-130. And that typically, out of cases, takes 8 or 9 years to be approved. The reason why it takes so long is not because it's a difficult case for them to prove, but it's because it's not a priority, because they know the whole thing is going to take 15, 20 years, and not going to rush things. The good thing about that is this. If the brother or sister that's overseas has a child, meaning the U.S. citizen who's starring the case as a niece or nephew overseas, and they're under 21, they could be included in this green card petition with their parents. So, for example, if I applied for my sister and she had children overseas and they're under 21, they could all get green cards together. However, if those children go over the age of 21, they do a thing called aging out. They're too old to be part of their parents' green card petition, which sucks, means they lose out and they can't get a green card with the parents. But there's an exception that the U.S. government made like 21 years ago that said you could deduct the time it takes for them to agree that your sibling, your brother or sister, is really your brother or sister. So, typically these cases take 8 or 9 years to get approved for them to believe that the brother or sister is really brother or sister. And they allow you to subtract that 8 or 9 years it typically takes from the age of the children, so that their age may land under 21. So let's say, the kid's age is 25 right now. They're too old to be part of the parents' green card case. But if you subtract the 8 or 9 years it took for them to believe that the parents are really brother and sister, then, 8 years minus 25 brings you to, if I do my math right, let's see, 17 maybe. I got my doing my math right. That means you're under 21, they come on their parents' petition. But in this case, for some reason, USCIS decided the case in 3 years, which is really fast. So now this person who has like a 22-year-old kid, unfortunately, has like a 15-year-old kid, by the time they go age higher and the time their green card process starts, they're just going to be way too old. And even if we subtract the 3 years it took for this petition to be approved, they're still going to be out of luck. And that's why you don't always want your petitions to be adjudicated quickly. You want it to take longer, especially if they're using this thing called the Child Status Protection Act, or CISPA, because it's a game changer to keep the children in the parent's green card case, F4 preference category, brother, sister, sibling of U.S. citizen. Here, they're probably going to lose out, and